We've written a lot of code and we have not built for a while, so I have a gut feeling we're going to have a lot of compile errors. I know I am not a perfect programmer, and I create errors. So let's ask the compiler to build here. Build started, and let's see what the compiler comes up with. 52 errors, syntax error right here. That's just embarrassing. I have 2 assignments there. I'm sure you noticed that while I was doing that. Control Shift F12 to go to the next error. My game. Oh yeah, this is the code I kind of bashed out real fast to show you the API I was going for. We're going to come back to this and actually modify it and get this going. For now, I'm just going to comment all of that out. Control Shift B again, because that should resolve several errors. And let's ask the compiler what's going on. 36 errors. JE. Remember, I took the uint out of the Jamie Engine namespace. For some reason, I thought Jamie Engine namespace was going to be the latest and greatest namespace ever, but now it's not. So I will highlight this. Control Shift H. Find and replace in files. I want to replace JE : with nothing and vaporize it all. Replace all. 10 occurrences replaced. The files remain opened and modified. I'll hit Control Shift B again to save them, build, and ask the compiler what else it wants to complain about. I can obviously see an error right here because we are saying using uint. This used to have the JE : on it, but we'll obviously take that off. So Control Shift L to delete that line. Build again. Let's see what else the compiler wants to complain about. Vector 3D. Oh, it looks like my forward declarations. Vector 3D is a struct, and yet I bet my forward declarations I did as a class. So Control Shift F to search in files. I'm going to search for class Vector 3D. And it's just a warning, but still a warning. We've turned up warnings all the way to say, hey, if we got a warning, then that is an error. So it's nice that we're being consistent there. Find results. Let's go to the other one. Looks like we did this twice. So I'll say struct. Compiler, please build. Build started. Uint, the legal syntax. We have that right there as well. Control Shift B. Cannot open file glue32.lib. Remember, we said the hey engine, we're going to use OpenGL, and we told the engine to, for input, use glue32.lib. And so if we go to general, that's where we say where to find it. So it's not in qtlib, it's in glue-lib. Why is it not? The path is there. Oh, duh. I'm trying to use this projector macro, and I need a $sign there. Hit enter. Hopefully that fixes it. I hit enter twice there to save it. Build started. Build failed. Initialize must return a value. Return true. Control Shift B. Build again. Linker errors. Go look at my videos on linker errors if you really want to understand these. This is a multiply defined. The linker can only issue 2 errors. It's either multiply defined or not defined. And it looks like here matrix 2D-H multiply defined, the constructor that takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floats. Let's go look at matrix 2D-H.H. And I'm going to build here again just to show the error. This is multiply defined. Why did we not get this before? Because we were probably, well, I can tell you why. We weren't including matrix 2D into more than one compilation unit. I mean, matrix 2D-H. We were not including this header file into more than one compilation unit for the project. The project in this case is the sandbox game. Okay, we included it originally into my GL window, and since that is the only compilation unit we were including it into, the constructor for matrix 2D-H was only defined once. Now, what do I mean by defined? Go watch my C++ videos on definition versus declaration, but essentially by defined, what I mean here, the body for this constructor is defined in this inline file, which is copied and pasted directly there inside wherever the header file is copied and pasted into. And if we go look at this, open this document, we can see the constructor is defined right here. Defined. Here's actual code for it. It's not just a declaration saying what the interface is. It's actually the implementation that does the work. Well, when this code is copied and pasted into my glwindow.cpp via a #include instruction, and it's also copied and pasted into my game.cpp, another compilation unit, via the #include instruction, all of a sudden we have an implementation for this constructor twice, which is not legal. Not the compiler, the linker, after the compiler is done, says, hey, I'm trying to patch up calls to this constructor, and I see that there's 2 possibilities, which is bad. Now you may think, well, why did the others not? You know, we got rotate and translate, we got all this code. Why don't they cause problems? Well, one, we're probably not using them in my game.cpp, but then again, in matrix2dh.h, they're also inline, which means, hey, compiler, don't even create a body, just copy and paste the code directly where I use it. Right? Embed it directly. If I use the, I don't know, rotate function, instead of actually emitting a rotate function and having the linker link to it, instead just take the code inside of the rotate function and paste it directly wherever they're calling the rotate function. Right? Go watch my videos on inline functions. That might help clear that up. Anyway, so we can do one of 2 things. We can define the function once in a separate and single compilation unit. Chances are we would call that compilation unit matrix2dh.cpp, or we can just make it inline. Okay, tell the compiler, do what you're doing with everything else. It's short and sweet anyways. Just copy and paste it directly into the call site. Control-Shift-B. See what else the compiler comes up with. Build succeeded. That was actually a lot easier than I was expecting. I'm not sure I trust it. I am going to go to the effort of saying build. Hey, clean everything. Clean the entire solution. Let's look at the configuration manager just to make sure all of these are checked. Everything's set to build. Let's do a fresh build of everything. This might take a while. Go get a drink or something. I'll pause the video. Build succeeded. Okay, whatever you say. And this is the nice thing about having tests. Let's just set this as our startup project. Let's run the tests. Just make sure everything's green. Everything's passing. Yep, we're good. Sandbox game set to startup project. Our old MyGL window is working. The kludged up, clungy one. And so now what I think I want to do is get our game going, and let's render a ship. So we'll do that in the next video.